Hi there. So as mentioned, I've upped the ante and I've got a stronger engine to play against. As you see at the top of the screen, Monarch 1.7. Now this game I lost, but I want to have a look at it because I make a more concerted effort, excuse me, and there's evidence that I'm implementing what I'm telling myself to do during the games. Let's have a look. Right, okay. So, I'm an E4 player. I play the Sicilian close because I don't like all the theory of the opening to Sicilian. You always used to play Bishop B5. Gawain Jones's book put me onto that. But in the last tournament I played, too many people know what to do with it, and it's difficult to know what to do against an early knight d4. So I've abandoned all that, and I now play the Grand Prix attack with the bishop on c4. Right, okay, so we've got castles, knight e7, d3, castles, standard stuff. Um, as you know, with a closed position, you're looking for queen e1, queen h4, f5, bishop h6, knight g5 is a winning attack. So that's what I'm looking for. You can do that in the Dutch as well, but that's another story. Okay, so he plays d5. Um, okay, I don't know yet what to do against this. I've tried various things. So I thought, okay, let's just drop the bishop back this time. I don't mind him playing that move because that knight d4 can be a problem move. So anyway, I just kept the centre closed and continued with the standardised Grand Prix attack. Um, but because I've been out of competitive play for so long, I mean, it's like one tournament in 8 years and not much more in this millennium. I used to know, I remember games from 15 years ago where I learned that, black can hold the king side easily with f6 or f5 and nullify your attack. I knew this a long time ago. Um, anyway, it's just been forgotten in the midst of time. Anyway, so I thought, okay, you cut out me playing f5. All right, I'm going to play h5 and transfer to the h file instead. See how you get on with that. So here comes h4. Now we get that knight d4. Yeah, so I just carried on because I'm white. I've got to attack. So you can have the c2. Maybe a month or two earlier, I would have not been too fussed about losing the rook, but my opponent is 2100. I got to be more circumspect. So anyway, he took a pawn which I wasn't expecting. And I thought, well, what do I want to do about this? I can't play knight g5 because you just kick it with h6. I was thinking knight g5, queen h4, pick up the h1, but he'll just kick it. So I played queen h3, d4, which kind of closed the center. I wasn't really expecting it. I don't see what the advantage of it is. Anyway, I mean, the thing is, g3 is a good square for my knight. It's just helping me reroute the knight, and most people know that the queen's knight in the closed Sicilian, c3 isn't really a good square for it. Your only real use, or the main advantageous use of it, is to push on e4 for the e4 square to open up and for it to go to e4. It doesn't really do very much on c3, so him moving it along isn't a problem. I don't see the bloody point in that at all. Um, so, my knight comes to a better square. I've now got two knights, a queen and a rook on the king side. I thought, yeah, I'm quite happy. I've got king side attack. It's okay. I know what he's up to here. He wanted to play e5 to attack the queen, but I think it's a bad move because it's easily shut down. Um, so anyway, I was generally still quite happy with my position, but you could argue, well, he's got a protected pass pawn, he's got the bishop pair, he's got defensive resources, not so great really. So takes, um, so then I just took here because I want to get rid of that bishop. So we got this, which I was expecting. Now I got a bit of a problem here because I obviously can't let him play Rook D1. So I just took the pawn, and if he plays C4 to get the discover check, I'll just move it back to F2. What's he going to do? You know, I've got serious threats emerging on the king side. It's just winning material on the queen side is an ineffective strategy. So, okay, so he plays, because he's got to keep that bishop as a vital defensive piece. So back to H8 goes. I should have really expected that, but I didn't. So we got check, so his king comes to F8. I can't play knight takes E5. If we just go back, I can't play knight takes E5 because he's got queen D6. It's too easily won. So I can't do that. Right, get rid of that. We don't need to see that. Right, so knight G5 is the better move. Knight takes H7 causes him aggravation, so he's shifted the pawn up. That lets me. I was a bit stuck between. I was thinking of knight H7 anyway, but I thought he can just hold the fort with king F7, and where are the checks coming from? He's got rook G8 to reclaim the G file. So okay, so knight E6, he's got to take it or he drops material, and I've got an open file directly at his king. I thought this is looking good. This looks good. Okay, so he takes the pawn. Yeah, I was expecting that. So I check him. So he has to move. Now, you know, if I was a very strong player, I would have taken a step back and thought about like queen H4, rook D1 kind of stuff. But I just wanted to double on the F file because I knew I am going to cause all sorts of problems for him if that happens. Can he play rook F8 here? He can't for a reason I can't remember. Presumably because I've got queen H4 coming in, which wins a rook and the game on the spot. Presumably that. So he's got that. I thought that would be coming. Again, if I was much better than what I am, I would have considered alternatives, like I was just saying, queen H4. But I just thought, well, let's get his queen. He's got no king safety. But I made a slight inaccuracy in the sense that rook G5 is extremely difficult for me to deal with. So I played around this way, which I think is right. But I can't really say I'm better because his king's heading to the safer side of the board. Anyway, in came knight F6. So really, I should have been thinking, what's the best square for my knight here? So I thought, well, you know, it's going to come under fire. I want it to go to E3 and D5 or C4. That's what I was thinking. So I'm not quite sure why did that. He's just creating a safe haven for his king, maybe to go to C7. And I think maybe that move was a mistake because I should have focused more on centralizing my knight. But I don't know. I'm not good enough to know such things. So we've got king c7 being played. He's getting king safety, and I made the mistake of thinking I could just whip in knight c7, but I can't. There's problems attached to it. So I got to do extra stuff first. I'm intent on winning the e pawn, but actually I can't. He's got too many tricks up his sleeve. So in comes rook f8. And so my knight, to cut out his counterplay and to give me control over the position, because his rook's got to stay on the d file. That's what it's played for. When this came, I wasn't sure where to go, f2 or h2, but I thought, well, if I go to f2, I can't, my knight's pinned, I might want to use it and I won't be able to, so let's just stick it on f2. How's he going to get to it? bishop g7. Well, I'll just take your bishop. I don't think so. And the advantage of playing to king h2 is I've got knight e3 coming with tempo. Okay, so rook d8 came, so now my knight d3 comes in with tempo. He backs off, and I played this move, but you know he's got king safety now, and I haven't got targets. This is a fucking problem. What do I do here? I didn't know. I was thinking of b4 to try and, but he can hold it. So I thought, okay, I'll push my g-pawn. Because there are tactics based around e5, but if I can hold the knight, if I can defend the knight on f6, yes, I can get that pawn. He moved his king away, but I kind of read wrong because I didn't really think he'd play that. I thought, no, I'll just play queen f6, but of course that loses the game immediately to rook h7, check. Miscalculation on my side. Right, okay, so I played GC. I should, now I sense I'm losing control of the position because now the pawn requires attention and it's difficult. He's got more pieces than me. So back he went to f6. Now I start losing my way. I don't really know what to do. So queen f5 is to try and bring the queen to the queen side for some, because I don't know what else to do really. Queen f2 obviously is targeting the c-pawn, so he's got to defend it. So queen f1, I want to exploit the weaknesses on the light squares, hoping, you know, something like queen b5 or queen a6, and I've got threats again. You know, I'm trying to create weaknesses on both sides of the board, but I'm not doing it well enough. And here, I've had a look at it already, and this is where I go wrong. I don't know what the right move is to play here. Any suggestions? I don't know. I played queen here thinking it's okay because I want to come into c6 obviously. And I'm mistaken. I'm getting tired. I played this game for 2 hours, which I told myself I need more time to do. But I didn't see rook d6 as a big problem. I didn't see it. So can I play? I've temporarily forgotten what I've done here. Can I just play knight e7 here? I probably can't. He can just attack it. Probably not. So I'm probably in a lot of trouble now. And I'm told that move loses me the game on the spot because he's got this. How do I stop mate in 1 now? Okay, I was going to go into sacrificial mode, but it didn't pull off. So check, he played king. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting king b8. Okay. So queen check. I thought he'd take my knight. He doesn't take my knight. So I'm out of checks. Checkmate. I lost. I was better for most of the game. In fact, nearly all of the game. I outplayed it. I just couldn't convert it. But you know, it's 184, 2100. You know that above my level, but definite signs of improvement.